from the land of the rising sun, Hilary Isaac takes us to the city of dreams, where there is definitely no shortage of magical sights and sounds. Presenting Macau.
I had an amazing 3 days in the city of dreams, Macau, for which I was completely unprepared. I had no idea such an amazing place existed in Asia. I mean, sure, lots of touristy, vacation spots and entertainment joints you can go to, but none of this magnitude had I ever been to, much less gotten the privilege to enjoy for 3 days. So day one, Macau, City of Dreams. I was told it was like the Vegas of Asia, and I had been to Vegas, and it was overwhelming, but to be somewhere so close to home and know that something like this was available for me, it was just so astounding. So we landed, and we checked into the Hard Rock Hotel.
We all need a little bit of rock and roll in our lives, but if you love rock and roll a little bit more than the average rock and roller, then this is where you'll want to stay, at the Hard Rock Hotel. Boasting of over 300 rooms, you are surrounded by all the essential rock and roll memorabilia. And that's not even half of what the City of Dreams Macau has to offer you.
I love a little bit of rock and roll in my life, and so we check into a hotel that has all these rock and roll memorabilia, pictures of like the Beatles and Bruce Springsteen, and I really felt like it was just an ordinary Friday night partying out with my friends, except this is what surrounded me even as I went to bed. Sadly, I didn't get to enjoy my hotel bed as much because there was just too many things that you could do in the City of Dreams, Macau. Our first stop was we went to The Bubble, which is a theater that cost $2 million to make. Basically what it is it's this dome, and you walk inside and you feel like you're in a chrysalis or a cocoon. And you don't know what to expect. In the middle of it all, in the ceiling, are 3 big holes. You know something's going to come out of it. You just don't know what. And right in the middle, there's a light fixture and rails. And so you're like, what am I doing in here? What's going to happen in here? It's a show where you stand up because the show takes place 360 degrees around you. The walls in the entire structure is your movie screen. The show is called Dragon's Treasure, and it's about all these dragons protecting a pearl, or the bubble as they call it. And it was just a visual feast. There were parts of it was like you were in an island and it was going to sink underground and you're inundated with water, and next thing you know you're shooting up off the ground, and it was just a page torn off of maybe a graphic novel. It was amazing. Sure, it twisted my neck. I had to turn my head this way and that to watch the entire show, but it was fantastic. It was only 15 to 20 minutes long, but it looped every 30 minutes. So if you missed the first show, you could just stay there and catch the next one. Probably not a good show to take the kids to because the dragons are a little bit frightening, and it's so realistic. There were holes in the screen in the dome where smoke would come out, so that every time the dragon snarled, it tried to give you the most realistic 3D effects as possible. I highly enjoyed Dragon's Treasure. I had seen flash mobs before, but I had never actually witnessed a flash mob happen in real life up until this point. So we were walking around when all of a sudden a guy who looked like a sous chef and a girl who looked like a cleaning lady started breaking into dance moves in the middle of the hall. And I said, wow, okay, well, these people love their jobs and it seems like it's fun to work here. And then another girl joins in, and someone who looked like maybe the concierge joins in on the dance, and then they started busting out these dance moves. It was so fun. Just everyone was there. We were all cheering and we wanted to be part of it, but we weren't quite as coordinated as they were. And then after that, after the flash mob, we headed into the nightclub called Club Cubic, where a show called taboo, a show of secret fantasies awaited us. And the first thing I noticed was when we walk in, the table had a champagne bucket, and beside it were masks. I'm talking masks you wear to a masquerade ball. And right beside it is a leather whip. Now, if this is indicative of what you are to expect that whole evening, boy, were we in for a treat.
Taboo has a saying that you only live once. So let's get this party started!
And indeed, this was more catered to the adult tourists or adult visitors, as it showcased a lot of sensuality, but also a lot of flexibility. I mean, we're talking former gymnasts, professional gymnasts, and maybe even people who had worked for Cirque du Soleil, and they showed love stories and stories of survival and success and just triumphing over the difficulties of life, all by way of dance and music. Well, I wish I could tell you so much more about this, but I guess that'll have to wait till next time.